Hello everyone, time for a live unboxing. Alright, first things first, we are going to cooperate phone, send out some invites. Okay. That is first on our list because that's what we do here. Okay. So I'm going to send out some of these. I've got to send out a couple of special request ones because, you know, that's part of what we do here. Also, that and that. And then Drew. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Dennis has joined us. Thanks for joining, Dennis. Ed's joined us. Thanks for joining, Ed. Someone else has joined. Who is it? Kevin? Kevin's joined us. Brian's joined us. Yes, it was Kevin. What a guess. I was looking at your little picture in the top of the screen there, mate. So yes, we're going to do a live unboxing today. And whatever else. There's nothing else planned, literally. Nothing else planned. So if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. We can see it. I've made a little bit of progress on the boat trailer, the Adventurer Weekender. Made a bit of progress on that. That's just about ready for paint. We've got the SR4A looking the business. Looks so good now. She's pretty much ready for its first run out. So that's all good. And I think that's about all I've got going lately. So, live unboxing. Excited. I'm going to swipe my comments out of the way. Swipe them back so they work. Because Facebook. Okay. Ed says yo. Dennis says hi. I don't know if that's how you speak, Dennis, but Brian says hello from Ireland. I'm not going to do an Irish accent because I got the piss taken out of me last time I did an English accent. So but anyway, we're going to wait for a few of you guys to roll in. I don't want to just fire straight in and then have people go, what did I miss? So we'll give it a few minutes. If you think there's someone out there that you think you'd like to watch this, tag them, shoot them an invite, give it a share. Share it in any of the groups you're in. It's a live unboxing. Who doesn't want to see what's in the box? The box that we don't know it is, yeah. Thing. Steven says, hello mate. Hello Steve. Rob's joined us. Hello from sunny Florida. Dave Wall's joined us. Hello Dave. Very much appreciated. Thank you, fellas, for spending your time here. It's very much appreciated. Dennis says he's working on that Landy, that two-door, long bonnet, Jag-style Landy that needs little wheels and tyres. The reason, Dennis, looking at your picture of that Landy, the reason it needs small wheels and tyres is because with bigger wheels and tyres, you lose the dimensions that you're going for, I feel. If that makes sense. Jeff's joined us. Hello, Jeff. Dennis has joined us. Hello, Dennis. From Soggy, Ohio. Todd's joined us. Hello, Todd. Much appreciated. Todd, I forget where you're from. It's hard to keep up with where everyone's from. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, we're starting to get a few of you rolling in. We're just about ready to rip into it, which is awesome. Now, a lot of you guys have already seen what I'm going to unbox, but it is what it is. Swig of coffee, because without coffee, I would be asleep right now. I got no sleep last night. It's not fun. All right. Smash some likes and some loves if you want to see what we're going to unbox today. Okay? Once I see some of them pop up. Now, I know there's a bit of a delay. Okay? So you've got to smash a lot of them. Kevin, raining New Jersey here. Ugh, rain. Ugh. We've had quite a few days of rain lately. Stephen's with us. Hello, Stephen. Thank you for joining, mate. Much appreciated. We've had a few crappy rainy days lately, and I haven't been out to play with this yet. This is the SR4A that we've been tinkering with. Love that truck. It looks awesome. So I haven't been able to go out and play with it yet because the weather's been McShite. Alright, now I don't know if you guys are smashing likes and loves because I'm not seeing any. And I don't know if that's because Facebook's McCrap or you're not pushing the button. Don't know. Anyway, we're going to get into it anyway, so we're not here all day. Joe's joined us. Thanks for joining, Joe. Much appreciated. So, what we're going to unbox today is... Jeff, hello everyone. Nice 75 here in Arkansas. We're going to unbox the Gen 8. Now the reason we're going to unbox the Gen 8 today is because These trucks, to my absolute dismay, are only just available in Australia. So before I even start, a small rant, if I will. To all the RC companies out there that produce trucks, do the world a favour. Produce enough of them so that you can ship them out to all the countries that buy them, okay? And then say to the shops, release them now. Australia is not a small place. We shouldn't have to wait 6 months to be able to buy your truck. 6 months. Crazy. So, this is another way for, I guess, people out there to think about this. For any YouTube content creators, which obviously I do as well, and I mean, not just YouTube, I try and keep things as fresh and as new as possible here in the group as well. Brandon's joined us. Hello, Brandon. For any of us that try to create content or help share the excitement and whatnot of new toys, a 6-month wait is very, very long. And by the time we get the toys, there's not a whole lot of point doing it. So in the future, if there's any trucks that will take that long to do, I'm not going to do it because it's just not worth it. Uncle Bob's in the house. Hello, Bob. Okay? So, now, part of the reason I got the Gen 8 is because I'm curious. I mean, I've got the remnants of a Red Cat sitting down here. My very first crawler. Now, it looks a bit sad at the moment because I've borrowed some bits, okay? I took the shocks off it the other day. But anyway, that's my very first Red Cat that was converted and changed and swapped 50,000 times. Not even kidding. But it was my first crawler, and it was my first crawler that I turned into a scaled crawler. I could put a proper crawler body on it and scale it out a bit. Love the thing. I'll never sell it. It's not worth anything to anyone. So that's sort of why I got this. I mean, obviously, I've missed the content boat. That's well gone. So, in future, Red Cat and any other brands out there, don't make Australia wait 6 months to get something. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, but it's not. I was really excited when I seen that Red Cat announced this truck. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and then I waited some more. And then I got really annoyed, and then I waited some more because we had no option. And then I could finally get one. I could have ordered one from the States, but I'm not going to spend the extra money on postage to buy one. Okay? I contacted Red Cat personally and said, is there any possible way I can organise a truck that comes out with the first release? I'll pay postage if you just want to send one or whatever. I tried. I really tried. Nope. Really? Like, I'm trying to help get your truck exposure. I want you guys to see what it is these companies are bringing out. Nope. Okay. So, top tip, okay, for all the RC companies out there, little people matter, okay? It doesn't matter if you've got a YouTube channel with 150,000 followers. That doesn't matter. What matters is if you're the sort of person, like myself, that buys this stuff, uses this stuff daily, shows everyone else this stuff, and gives a real-world opinion on it. That's what matters. Lars has joined us. Hello, Lars. Brandon, my first crawler was an Everest E10. I think that's essentially what that was. They called it something else, though. Like the first release of those, it was called something else. But anyway, enough of my rant. You all know now that it's a Red Cat Gen 8, so if you're in a Red Cat group, give it a share. Someone that's in the group that hasn't got one, that's thinking about getting one, might want to see it. Steve's joined us. Hello, Steve. So, Red Cat Gen 8 time. Okay? Now, I got this, I said to you guys that I had to wait, etc. and so on. Whilst I was waiting, I was constantly searching Australian websites. Red Cat Gen 8, Red Cat Gen 8, Gen 8, Gen 8, search, etc. and so on. And finally it popped up, coming soon, Gen 8, on Hobby Central RC. Okay? I'm going to leave some links later on to their website. They're a little hobby shop in Queensland, and that was where I found the truck. And it was like, That's where I'm getting it from. I'm getting it from these guys. So, also, obviously, this is more so aimed at the Australian people. Michael Bright's joined us. Hello, Michael. Without Michael, this group wouldn't exist. And, of course, all you other guys too, but he sort of got the ball rolling. Anyway, Hobby Central RC do Afterpay. So, if you haven't got the money to splurge straight away, but you can afford payments, there's an option for you to get this truck. So, wicked stuff. Like I said, I'll drop some links as soon as the feed finishes. I'll drop some links. Let me see if I can. I think I've got Jackie. I do. I'll invite Jackie to the feed. Lovely. Jackie runs Hobby Central RC. Lovely lady. Kyle's joined us. Thanks for joining, Kyle. Jackie runs it. Lovely lady. I said to her before they even had the trucks, "Can I order one? I'll pay for it now. I don't care. I want to try and get it as soon as I can." So she helped me out and she organised a truck for me and got it here literally as quick as it possible. As soon as she got it, she reboxed it and shipped it to me. Bloody good stuff. Okay, so enough faffing about the Gen 8. As you can see, we've got some pictures on the back of the box. Misty's joined us. Hello, Misty. It feels like it's been forever. We're unboxing a Gen 8. I know, I'm behind the ball, but it's not my fault. But anyway, we're doing it. So on the back it says, 32 rubber-sealed bearings throughout, which is good. Transmission, lockable slipper clutch, Mod 1 internal gears, 32 pitch spur gear and pinion gears. The transmission looks simple enough. It's a forward motor mount essentially, so that's good. Last, my first crawler was SCX10 Dingo. I had a Wraith Rock Racer before that though. Might call that a crawler too. That's just what I was thinking last. It's like, but hang on a minute. Anyway, divorced transfer case. I don't know what happened. I hope the kids are okay. Centrally mounted transfer case, Mod 1 gears. Steering, 5-degree caster angle, up to 47 degrees total steering angle. Correct me if I'm wrong. The SCX10 and the TRX4 are 45 degrees. I could be wrong, but I think they're 45. So you get an extra 2 degrees. Doesn't really mean anything. Chris has joined us. Hello, Chris. Steve says, my first RC was on a string or wind up on some old. No comment. But anyway, so that's essentially what we've got there, the steering. We have, if you'd like to know, the approach angle, departure angle and such. We have 61-degree approach angle, which is pretty good. 73.4 millimeter ground clearance. If you're American, you're going to have to figure that conversion out for yourself. And we have a 39.5 departure angle, which is not great, but it's a trail truck. It's not a comp truck, so it's to be expected. The bumper's obviously stretched out to suit the body, which is fine. Then we've got rigid body mounting system. Hook and loop body mounted system replaces unsightly body clips while providing a clean, realistic exterior, which is good. I like that they've done this. Hey mate, sorry you can't watch. I'm working. Go to the toilet, man. Just sit there for ages. I didn't tell you to do it though. I can't edit that out of the feed. Oh no. Anyway, realistic exterior, body inner structure features, multiple body supports for a durable, rigid body structure. LED ready, it says on the. This box is really slippery. The bottom side over here, you have to swipe the comments out of the way or there. LED ready, highly detailed, realistic LED lighting hardware allows for up to 16 LEDs to be installed. That's pretty good. The Gen 8 Scout 2 comes with 4 LED mounts, 6 LED tail light mounts, 4 front bumper mounts, 2 rear bumper mounts. Install the light system of your choice, and they're provided 5mm mount holes, which is good. It tells you instantly, you know, they're 5mm holes. So you can go and buy, which is what I'm going to do at some stage. I'm going to put a light kit in this thing. I'm going to show you guys on the live feed how to do it. So I'm just going to go and Wish, and I'm going to buy a really dirty cheap light kit, and we're going to put it in here. We're probably just going to run headlights, bumper lights, tail lights, and rear bumper lights. I'm not going to do indicators because you don't indicate when you're rock crawling. Okay, if you do, you're doing it wrong. For the ultra-realistic look, light up at night. Marvellous. Okay, that's good. And for those that don't know, obviously you've got a separate plastic grille that mounts with the body, which is good. I mean, a lot of trucks are starting to do that now, which I like. Obviously, we've got the black windows. There's a few companies that do it to make it cheaper. I see why they do it. It's fine. If you want to remove the stuff, you want to remove the paint from your body, Tamiya polycarbonate body cleaner. Do not drip this on your body, however. Otherwise, you will remove paint from parts of the body that you don't want to remove paint from, because this shite is strong. Top tip for free. Okay, so, and then of course on the side of the box, talks about portal axles. Now, I know a lot of people are sick of hearing about, portal axles. Whether people like it or not, portal axles make a pretty big difference. Especially when you stop and look back at like the original SCX-10 with those monster pumpkins. My PG4, it's got monster pumpkins. When you look at a portal, if it's done properly, you get a good amount of ground clearance, and it makes a difference. It really does. Portal axle designed to give you extra ground clearance. We know. CNC aluminum spool, that's good. Mod 1 steel gears. Now I have seen some stories on the interwebs, Facebook, about people breaking the portal gears. Mike Jackson's joined us. He's got a Gen 8. So if you've had any issues with yours, Mike, or if there's any issues that you've heard of too, let us know. I'm expecting something to go wrong. It's an RC truck. I'm going to drive it out and put it through its paces. Sooner or later, something's going to break. There was something else. Oh, grease. Lack of grease. Now, this truck should be, because of how late it got to Australia, it should be the second run at least. So I'm expecting, Brandon, I've made that mistake with cleaner. See, mark my words, if you drop it somewhere you don't want it, swear words will happen, okay? Yeah, barely any grease in the portals, and also the gearbox and such too. So what I'm thinking, after we unbox this, because the unboxing of an RTR doesn't take very long really, after we unbox it, I'm going to crack one of them open and have a look. This should be a second run truck. It should have everything sorted that went wrong in the first run. That's my opinion. All right. So I'm going to pop the little stickers on the bottom. That sounds dodgy. I'm not entirely sure if we can say what his accident was, can we, on this PG rated feed? Angus, it's an RC, it'll break and wear at some point. That's exactly right. And look, it's like buying a real one-to-one car. Not every single car that comes off the factory is perfect. You're going to get the odd one that's got a couple of things wrong with it. Or, one thing on this car and one thing on that car. It's just how it is. That's why they make spare parts, so that you can get them fixed. Okay. Before I pull the truck out of the box, I've got a list of stats here. I'm just going to reel a couple off. Motor type. 55 cam brushed 17 turn motor. So it's geared down pretty well then, unless this truck's pretty damn quick. Single speed with slipper clutch, four-wheel drive, obviously. Gear ratio 38:1. Length 571 millimeters. Width 249. That's a fatty. Height 258. The wheelbase is 324, but you can adjust it, which I like. It's a good feature. From 312 to 336. That allows a lot of different body options, which is good. That's smart thinking. Jason sold quite a few of them, no issues. Just have to tighten everything. Well, I mean, when it comes down to it, doesn't matter what RTR it is. You should go over your truck anyway. I mean, I'm only going by posts I see in the Red Cat Gen 8 group, and if I'm honest, there's a lot of posts where people have stuff that's broken. At the same time, there's a lot of posts where you go, you broke that. I can tell that you broke it. I know you're saying that you didn't, but I can tell. So, it's here or there. There's going to be stuff that breaks. That's just how it is. there's going to be trucks that turn up. I mean, there was a truck that turned up with 2 left mirrors. One was upside down. I mean, anyway, funny stuff happens. That's a rare truck. Keep it like that. These things happen. So there's no point getting shitty or sooky. And from what I've heard that the Red Cat after sales service is actually really good in America. So if you message Red Cat direct with an issue, they will send you the parts. Now I guarantee you, if I message Red Cat and say, I've just waited 6 months and I finally purchased your truck and this piece is broken, they won't send me the part. They will say, contact the person you bought the truck from and they will send you the part. I guarantee it. Johnny says, g'day Johnny. What a name, Johnny. Oh. Mike, so I haven't had any brakes on mine. I ran the beta portals with no brakes. My Gen 8 is a pre-production. So Red Cat sent me the new gears with it. Good-o. Mike, Robert Gollins joined us. Hello, Robert. We're unboxing a Gen 8. Mike says exactly. Forget what I was saying for you to say exactly to, but good. Not much sleep last night. Driver mod is not included with any RC. This is... You can't teach common sense, okay? You can't fix stupid. These are just... Stephen's with us. Hello, Stephen Jeffrey. Hello. Right. So anyway, I think that's the majority. We've got some 1.9 beadlocks and I believe a plastic, which is fine. Portal axles, which we know about. Radio system. I'm not too phased about the radio. I'm most probably going to put this on my GT5. As long as it drives, it steers, it stops, and it turns, and I can do that from 50 foot away. That's all that needs to do. It doesn't have to be big, fancy, and flashy. As long as it does those things, that's all it has to do. It's a ready-to-run truck. Speed control, waterproof 40 amp. Radio system said that, battery not included. Well, that's a given. Okay, so it requires 4 AA batteries, 2 to 3S LiPo, battery charger. Right. That's the boring stuff out of the way. Last, hey, I'm eating cheesy puffs. Okay, thanks, Lars. Right, just before I get the truck out of the box, I did say not long ago, little bit ago, give it a share. I'm sure people out there would like to know someone else's opinion on these trucks. This is my first hands-on, and we're about to see if it was worth the money. Now, I did say if you're Australian, you can get this truck at Hobby Central RC. Jackie's the lady. I did invite Jackie, but I'm not sure if she's joined or not. Talk to Jackie. She'll look after you. She's a really nice lady. She helped me as much as she possibly could. And that's why I've got the truck here. So I'll drop a link of her website and such, a Facebook page. Tony Gutierrez has joined us late. Where have you been, Tony? Anyway, first things first, the book. Okay? I'm going to read every page of this book out loud. I'm not. I'm not. Brandon, we're back to work for me. We'll finish the video after work. No worries, mate. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Tony, here I am. Sorry I was watching YouTube. What are you doing watching YouTube? Live unboxing happening, man. Okay. Okay, so first things first, we have some warranty nonsense. This device contains license except transmitter, yada. Boring stuff. Johnny, when I got mine, the right rear hex pin was missing. Okay. I mean, that's no biggie. That's a laughable thing. It's not something that should happen, but it's laughable because, I mean, odds are you've probably got one lying around anyway if you've already got RC stuff. I've probably got 20 here. Melinda's joined us. Hello, Melinda. Thanks for joining. Tony was watching how to use military software. Why? What have you got planned, Tony? Zeke's joined us? Zeke or Zach? I'll say Zeke. Dennis says hello, Tony. Okay, this is a quick little how-to with your ESC, and it's just your basic pin ESC. So move one pin to change from LiPo to nickel metal. Move the other pin to change drag brake from 100 to 50 to 0%. You don't want 0. You want between 50 and 100%, depending on the weight of your truck. Mike, what have you got your set on, and how much heavier or lighter than a standard truck is yours? Mike says, read the book. Not all of it, you mean? I'm not reading it now. I do suggest that if this is your first RC, read the book, okay? Every page. Okay. Right, let's have a bit of a look-see here. And I'm going to sort of quick flick it. I'll jump straight through the warnings. Read your warnings, people. Table of contents. Hook and loop. Remove body. Looks like it's basically saying pull it upwards. Or do you sort of start from one side? You might start from one side by the look of this picture. Okay, now we've got a simple paper book. It doesn't have to be expensive. This is to help keep the budget low so it doesn't cost too much. Right, Eric's joined us. Hello, Eric. So this is all about how to remove your body, how to put batteries in your radio. Mike, 50. Is there a page 50 that I should look at? Is that what you're saying? There's not a page 50. So anyway, I don't know if you were talking to me. Next page, install fully charged battery pack, power on. Straightforward stuff, read this. It'll also teach you about your steering trim and your steering dual rate. First thing I do, crank the dual rate all the way to max and then go back a little bit so it's not maxing out your steering everywhere. Second thing I would do is take the steering servo out and put a decent one in it, because no doubt the one that's in it is going to be crap. What plug did Redcat give it? No idea, I haven't pulled it out of the box yet. It's sitting in here. Okay, so and we've got your basic. This is how you go forwards and backwards and how much, etc. With your control, which is good. I mean, if you haven't had an RC and you don't know what you're doing, this is gonna do it for you. Basics, radio guide, ESC, features, low voltage. Does it tell me where it cuts off? The cutoff is at 3.2 volts per each cell. Okay, good. It tells us how to bind it should we need to. A little bit extra weight. Skewed pretty low, so 50%. Okay, so you're not going to need 100% drag brake unless your truck's like stupid heavy. Right. So, I mean, I'm not sitting here going through the whole book. But that's the gist there. You get a bind plug and a old school, and I'll say that because a lot of receivers now don't have antenna cords. That's for your receiver antenna cord. Okay. Odds are you're not going to need to use it. I haven't looked under there to see what it's like, but there it is. So bind plug and that, and then we've got a few spares and such. Spare gears. Spare. Who said they were missing a hex for their truck? A hex pin, because maybe I got one of yours. I can only assume this comes like this because they were having issues. Did the first run come with a spare set? Sorry, don't type real fast. It's alright, dude. It's alright. So, we've got a couple of spares, which is good. I like spares. We've also got a couple of spare wheel nut covers, hubs, whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure what that piece is for, but I'm sure we'll find out. We will find out. And then we have, I assume, these are going to be, I mean, there's body post parts there. There's a couple of screws. And then these are going to be parts to help us with either extending the body and such, I would imagine. That's without me taking everything out and going through it. But to have a little bag of goodies, of bits, that's good. If you go through your manual, you will be able to see which and where parts go. Right. So, why won't you come out of the box? Where's the knife? Don't know how sharp this knife is. It's not. Last, I also cover my nut. You can't help yourself, Lars. Just can't help yourself, mate. First impressions, just looking at what I'm looking at now, I like the orange, okay? I picked the orange one. picked the orange. Had to go orange. I'm just going to rip the front of this box off. Just throw that bag back in the box. You don't need it. Put it in your top drawer, people. Your parts of many things. Stephen, got to go back to work. We'll look at the rest later. No worries, mate. Thanks for stopping by. Very much appreciated. Now, I'm going to assume there's going to be wire ties under here somewhere. Yep. Excuse the noise. So bear with me one moment, people. Okay, so let's freed the truck. This wire ties are massive. Open it already! I'm opening it. It's just my wire ties are stuck. Okay. There she is. One Red Cat Gen 8. We'll do this bit together. This is one of the best parts of RC. It's like when you first paint a body, right? Eric will know what I'm talking about. I mean, anyone that's painted an RC body, when you get to peel the protective coat off. And do you know why that's so good? Because it'll never ever be this clean, shiny, and non-scratched, okay? The next time you see it, it's going to be scratched, it's going to have dust on it, it's going to be dirty. So yeah, Lars says it looks fat. It's a pretty beefy bit of kit, if I'm honest. Let me see how this body peels up. Now, I've seen people have issues with some of the glue and the foams on these bodies, saying that the Velcro will come off the inner fenders. So let me have a look before I go ripping on it and how this system all works, because we've got a big heap of... Okay, that is a big body. Right, set that aside. Okay, so here's our body. It is a bit of a tank of a body. It's nice. It feels pretty good. The Lexan probably feels, especially around here, feels pretty thin. And I'm comparing this to... This is the Cross FR4C. The Lexan on this is nice and rigid Lexan. It's not rigid as in you're going to drop it and break stuff. It's rigid, like it's thick. It's got some strength to it. The Lexan on the side of that body feels very thin. It's not until you feel the roof that it's a bit thicker, but it's okay. It's a ready to run body. We can't whinge too much, but I'd say it's a cheap truck, but in Australia this truck is at RC Hobby Central $4.99, which is about the going price anywhere in Australia, that is. So it's not the cheap truck that the Americans are getting, because obviously we pay for the truck and then the exchange rate, and then we have to pay for the trucks to be shipped here, and then we pay to have it shipped to our doorstep unless we live next to the shop that sells it. So for Aussies, this truck's not overly cheap. It's about $150 cheaper than an SEX102 RTR. So are you better off? I mean, at the moment, just looking at it, if I went to a shop and seen this sitting there and I seen an SEX10 sitting there, I'd go, it's $150 cheaper. $150. Screw it, I'll just get the Gen 8. But, so, there's our body, and it looks nice. I mean, it's nice that it's got the tail lights and such, but the tail lights are a bit cheap looking. Not the tail lights themselves. I suppose it's just the... God, they're big. Mike, it will crack in the back by the bumper. Eric, replacement bodies are the same thickness. I guess you're just going to have to put more paint on it, Eric. The lights, I don't know if you can tell, they look a bit cheap. And I think it's because, one, they borderline look too big. Like, not much, but just too big. And I don't know, just not having like a chrome bezel around it or anything like that. It also wants tightening. But it's not horrible. I mean, it's nice that it's got it, especially for an RTR. And these are sort of the things we have to remember. I'm being nitpicky here. But the tail lights and stuff look a little bit cheap, but they're a damn sight lot better than just having a sticker on it. So, I guess this sort of gives you... I'll give you a comparison, right? So that's the tail light on this. Right, we can see that. Now the tail light on this truck, that's the same tail light that you get on the New Cross RTR. Now there's a full chrome light bezel in behind what you can see there. It's nicely finished. It's great proportion to the truck. It works. I feel the lights that are on the Gen 8, they're just a bit too tall and a bit too wide. Frame around lights, yeah. They're just a bit too big. And like I said, I'm being nitpicky. But I mean, as it stands at the moment, if I was going to buy an RTR, would I buy the Red Cat or the Cross? I'd buy the Cross. And it's not just because I'm a Cross fanboy. That's just because, I mean, one, this is the body you get with your Cross RTR. You don't get the full cage, which is fine. You can get that. They're pretty damn cheap anyway, but I'm just comparing. We have to have stuff to compare by. But anyway, that's the body. It's not horrible. I mean, I like that it's got the inner fenders and it's got the plastic grille and it's got light buckets, and that stuff's excellent. It's really good. I like that it's got mirrors. Mine are correct. I like that the mirrors can fold in and out. That's good. That's a nice little scale touch. It'd be nice if they had door handles, but it's Red Cat have released a lot of stuff that you can print for these trucks, which is good. Mike, it's not a licensed body. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be licensed to look scale. To look scale, it has to look realistic. Realistic in the sense of it's got door handles, it's got wipers, it's got, you know, chrome strips along the side and all these sorts of things. That crossbody is better quality, better dimensions. It's got better scale accessories on it than this body does. And this is just helping people spend their money. The Cross truck is $340 US. I don't know what the radio gear is like. It's probably much the same as this radio gear. But that's just my opinion, for whatever that's worth. Some people are going to watch this and go, "You're full of shit, mate." That's fine. If that's your opinion of what I think, whatever. That's cool. I'm just throwing it out there. Door handles should be there with the mirrors. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I guess when you stop and look at it, well, lucky it's got mirrors. And there's a lot of trucks that you didn't have the flares. Now, it's awesome it's got flares. They are a little bit of a weird shape and they take away from the body. But that's because of the tyres we have these days. I like the fact that it's licensed. And Mike, I hope that Cross do licensed bodies one day. But I mean, no one can take away from the fact that the Cross bodies, whether they're licensed or not, look bloody scale. They look good. It doesn't have to be a real body to look scale. It's just got to look like a truck that you could see out there in the wild. But anyway, so that's our body. All the Velcro is still attached to this, so that's good. All the Velcro is still attached to my inner fenders, so that's good too. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm not going to set it roof down because the first scratch has to be out on the trails. I like the crossbody misunderstood. So you like the crossbody more than this one? I'm confused. Anyway. Okay, so here it is. Now, I suggest if you want to see more stuff and you're not too phased about the Red Cat Gen 8 is a licensed body and it's not scale. Now I'm with you. Right. I like that it's a fat body. Right. I like that it's a fat body. I like that they've put the extra bits like on the body with the grill and that sort of such. I do. I really like that. Just the dimensions of that stuff is a little bit off, and I think it's because with the tail lights on the original Gen 8s, you had a recess in the body where those lights went in. To put a recess in a body like that, well, I mean, it's extra stuffing around and whatever else to make it actually work. So then you've got to change everything you've done. It's easier to go have two holes here and it screws into the body. That's, I'm guessing, and if we ever get Jeff Johns in the group, he was invited a long time ago by Tony Gutierrez. Don't know if he accepted the invite, but anyway, if he wants to explain what and why, look, my Velcro's coming up a bit. Anyway, if he wants to explain what and why, that's fine. I mean, I'm pretty understanding. If someone turns around and says, well, we did the tail lights like that because it was going to help us keep the truck within the budget we were aiming for, okay, fair enough. I'm not going to go, oh, that's shit, they should be like this. I understand it. This truck was made for a budget. The cross truck was made for a budget. We can't all just go out and buy big flashy trucks all the time. So this is why we have trucks like this that are made to a budget. Right. Stephen's with us. Hello, Stephen. Roro's joined us. Hello, Roro. Steve Minx says Gen 8 still better than the SEX10. I'm not going to give an opinion on that. Because one, any Axial fanboy, which is fine. If you're a fanboy, you're a fanboy. It's fine. Any Axial fanboy is going to say, no, it's not. And then they're going to argue about it. Any Red Cat fanboy is going to go, yeah, it's heaps better. And then we're going to end up with lots of people arguing. We don't want that. That's not what the hobby's about. Looking at it, it's the plastic. We'll start with the plastic quality. It's not Traxxas quality. Now, Traxxas make good plastic, and no one can deny that. That's why you can throw a slash off a 100-foot jump, and odds are you can drive it off the other end. The plastic's not Traxxas quality, but at the same time, it shouldn't be because it doesn't cost that much money. First impressions looking at the chassis, I like how it's laid out. I like the forward motor. I like the servo right up the front. I like the receiver box with the Red Cat logo on it. That's nice. That's a touch of pride in what you're doing. I like the placement of the ESC with the ESC's one side. I'll hold the truck up so you can see what I'm talking about. ESC's one side, receiver box the other. I like that. So it makes it easy to plan out your wiring and such if you change anything down the track. I mean, I like it. It's set out well. I like the fact that you've got the option to just bolt a cooling fan straight to the top of here. Yes, they do work. They make a difference. I was going to say, I don't see why it's got one of those in the back. But, I mean, that's a budget thing. Why design a different piece for here if you can just use the one that's in the front? It makes sense, doesn't it? So that's why that's there, because it's just... It's money smarts. Makes sense. We've got metal body shocks, which do feel quite smooth. They're not bad. I mean, obviously I haven't driven them yet, but just to move them, they're not bad. They could probably do with the open up and I don't know if they're oiled. Open up and a check for oil. If that spring was sitting in its seat, it'd work better. Now, okay, I found something I don't like. I'm going to have a quick swig of my coffee and I'll tell you. And now this you rectify yourself really easily. Okay. So, the shocks. Okay. Now you can see here, the shock's mount here on the diff, that part's fine. The shock is a push on. So if I push that across, they will actually just pop the shock straight off. You can change this yourself with a metal ball end, a bolt, and a washer. Honestly, if if I was at Red Cat's desk when that part was going through, I would have gone, guys, let's not just put one of these balls here. For the sake of a ball end, a bolt, and a washer, let's run that. Because then I know that I'm not going to get halfway around the course if I'm being a bit rough on it or whatever, and my shock's just going to pop off. I know you can just pop them back on, but every time you pop them off and on, you're wearing away at stuff that you don't want to. Mike says change the oil. Eric says, if you want me to paint you a fresh body, message me. I have an extra one. Do you want to post one to Australia, Eric? Honestly, mate, by the time you painted it and posted it, it'd cost that much. I could probably buy another one of these trucks. And that's not saying you're expensive. That's postage. Postage is expensive. Angus, I had a tyre explode on my Slash around 120 yesterday, and it rolled about 20 times and drove away. You're not wrong about Traxxas plastic. A few years ago, I had a two-wheel drive Traxxas Slash running an 8.5 turn brushless in it, and it hunted. It was quick. And I smashed it straight into the edge. I didn't mean to. Straight into the edge of a concrete gutter. Curbing, whatever you want to call it. And it hit just here on the left-hand side. It hit that hard. It picked the whole truck up in the air and just spun it around probably 20 times. And I did break one piece. But it would cost me $10 to fix. And I went, oh, does it float? Let me go and fill up the bath. I'm not testing if it floats last. So, okay. So that's one little thing that I don't like. But, I mean, that's the nitpicky stuff. It's not horrible. You can still take it out and drive it and whatever else. I mean, we've seen plenty of people do it. That's fine. Next thing I'll look at. I'll have a good look underneath because I haven't yet. I've seen a lot of people whinge about this bump. Okay? Now, with crawling, there has to be a certain degree of you say to yourself, I don't want to wreck what's underneath my truck. So you change how you drive so as to not bottom out everywhere, okay? This little bump is going to stay there in my truck because it's a little bump. It's smoothed as much as they possibly could so that it doesn't cause you any inconvenience. That there is not enough of a bump to go, oh, that's a shit design, I'm going to change that. It's really not, if I'm honest. I seen a lot of people go on about that. I was like, geez, it must be a fair sized bump. The Gen 8's waterproof, yes. The ESC's waterproof, which, if your ESC's waterproof in these trucks, odds are your servo is too. I'm going to assume it is. I'm going to change mine out anyway. I'll probably take it for one run as a bog stock truck. I'll do a video on it as it is, without changing anything. I will probably grease it though before I take it out. Eric, I have one VS 410 I'm doing for a guy over there. I did one last month for someone over there. I don't like the VS bodies. Just saying. Neil, unfortunately, it's still not wet here. Turn the hose on, Neil. So, still looking underneath. Plastic drive shafts. Don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. For the price, you can get drive shafts these days. And I guess, too, this... Obviously, it's a budget thing, and a lot of that's probably because it's got a licensed body. Mike, I like the little bump. Stephen says he's got to go. Fine, Steve. I really appreciate you stopping by, mate. Very much appreciated. For the price, you can get metal drive shafts these days that are cheap, that take some shite. It should have metal ones on it. And again, I'm probably being way too picky for a lot of people's liking, but it should have metal ones on it. And yes, the new Cross truck has metal ones. I like that it's got metal links. That's good. I noticed that the panhard's also a pop-on bar. I don't like that. The front shock's a pop-on at the bottom. I don't like that. Again, I'm being nitpicky. Neil, he bought a non-Cross truck. Hey. Alright. I knew this was going to come out. Non-Cross track. Love this thing. I'll never sell it. Never. And I've got... Stay. I've got the TRX4 there. I'm not picking that up because it's too heavy. This here. That's an MST Bronco. I haven't driven this in about a year. And that's no word of a lie. I feel bad. I don't just love cross trucks. All right, I've got an SCX10 sitting down there, SCX10 8x8 sitting there. Yeah, I've got heaps of cross trucks. That's fine, but I've got other stuff too. So I'm not just comparing. I'm not just comparing this to what I think of cross trucks. I'm comparing this to my experience with SCX10, SCX10 kit, with like two, the standard SCX10, the TRX4, the Bronco, everything. My opinion on this comes down to all the trucks I've had, the trucks I've seen, everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. This truck's not doing badly. There's just little stuff, like I say, how the shocks pop off and on. You can change that yourself really quickly. If it's something that, for example, if Red Cat by some miracle watched this and said, you know what, he's probably right. For the sake of a bolt and whatever, if we release another run or a version 2, we'll change that. So if you do watch Red Cat, anyway, I personally don't like ball ends that pop off and on, because sooner or later they're going to wear and it's just going to pop off on the trail and it's going to shitch up the wall. Because every 2 minutes you find yourself trying to pop it back on. And if you look at where the panhard link is on this truck and where the shock pops on, it's in a bit of a bitch of a spot. All trucks matter. They do. They do. So, I mean, I've got lots of trucks. It's just, I prefer to drive my cross trucks over most of the other trucks that are out there because of how they drive and how they look driving. Jim walks with us. Hello, Jim. I didn't see you enter, mate. Swap foams out. Those foams are too hard. Well, see, it's funny because they don't feel very hard. I mean, they feel firm, but they don't feel hard. I mean, there's... Okay, the front ones feel harder. That one feels softer than the rest of them. Now, I know what I'm like. I'm most probably going to change the wheels at some stage. So there's that. So when I do that, I might change the tyres, etc. and so on. But obviously, first things first, I want to go out and drive it, see what I think of it, see if I think it's worth the money. Price really doesn't matter as long as you go out and have fun. Well, yes and no, Steve. I mean, I get where you're coming from. And I guess, too, at the same time, there's a lot of times where I'll say you don't need to spend a fortune to have fun. You get to a point where you've spent so much money and then every dollar after that doesn't matter because it doesn't make your truck more fun. It's the going out and driving your truck that is the fun. That makes sense. Right, so other than that, I mean, the tyres, I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna run them. And the spare's exactly the same. I like that it comes with a spare. It's not hugely weighty, so there's a possibility at some stage I'll try it on the back, just to... You've got to try all the variations. Someone asked, what plug does it come with? Dean's plug. This, I applaud. Very much applaud this. The truck doesn't have enough weight for the foams. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will put 4 hours at least driving on these tyres. I'll probably put more, but at least 4 hours driving on these foams and tyres before I change anything to do with the foams and tyres. And the reason is, different tyres take different times to break in, if that makes sense. You may not need foams that are crazy soft to get the most out of your tyres. You've really got to break the mould release, and I'm not saying anyone out there doesn't know how to do it. You will see a lot of people will drive a truck and within 10 minutes, oh, the tyres are shit. Well, you can't tell after 10 minutes. You've got to take the truck out and drive it for a decent amount of time to break the mould release on the tyres, and then the tyres will come in. They're brand new, can't use those for an example. Alright, here's an example of one way of telling, right? So you can see that tyre there, and you can see how nice and shiny and black it is, and it's really black. Then you look at this tyre. It's a lot lighter in colour. It's a lot more matte looking. It hasn't got the shine. This is a tyre that's worn in. Okay? This is a tyre that's not. It feels crazy grippy, but it's not till you get out and drive it and break it in that you're going to know how good it is. But I mean, wheels and tyres, they're not crazy expensive unless you go silly. It's easy to buy wheels and tyres cheap. Pitbull tyres, really cheap for what they are, I think. I rate Pitbull tyres. I've somehow turned into a fanboy of Pitbull tyres. We've got lots of different shock mounting options, which I like. Now, the TRX4 only had one, which was a bit crap. That's why on my TRX4 I put the Samick shock hoops on it, to give you lots of different options. This has got, what have we got there? 9 different mounting holes for your shocks, which is good. Same for the rear. I like that. That's good. Did someone say wheels and tyres? Of course they did, Tony. Of course they did. Has anyone got any questions about the trucker? Is there anything you'd like my opinion on, or is there anything you want to see? Well, we're at it, bumpers. We all like bumpers. The bumper, I mean, it's a cheap plastic bumper. It doesn't look bad. It's not big and bulky. I like that it's got the chrome hooks on it, which are plastic. I don't know how strong they'll be. It's actually something. I feel bad now because I feel like I'm picking more stuff I don't like. But I don't like the steering setup on this truck. I don't like how the steering arm mounts through this little rubber joiner here to the rest of it. I don't like this. I would much prefer the steering axle, the steering arm went to the top of the knuckle and this was underneath it. That's just me. Plug-in available for lights. Well, I haven't opened the receiver box yet. Looks like with the receiver box, and that actually looks pretty well thought out, if I'm honest. So we've got 2 plugs. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. That's well thought out. So the receiver box, right? You can see that we've actually got our servo plug there and our ESC plug there. It looks like there's 2 little plugs that come up. Now I haven't undone this yet to check this, but it looks like there's 2 little plugs that come up and actually clip onto the side of the box, so you can do the same on the other side, which is good. I like that. Because I'm nosy, I'm going to open it up just to sort of answer a question for myself. Just quickly. Is there a model of a scale crawler you haven't owned? Heaps. Heaps. I mean, I've owned trail finders, and I've owned. I say heaps. That's probably not heaps. Oops. I've never had a lossy night crawler, but I've never really wanted one either. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good setup. I like that. 3 channel plus your bind plug. So you've got a channel there for lights. So that was exactly how I said. And I like this setup. This is a good idea. Okay. So your receiver goes in your box here, right? And then you've got a tiny little extension that you run through and have your 2 plugs here, which you then plug your servo and such into there. So for me to change the steering servo, I just unplug it here instead of taking the whole box apart like I have done, and then changing it that way. I like that. Kevin, hate the Lossy Night Crawler. I don't hate it. It was just something I never wanted. Which way did that go? Was that way? No. It was this way. I just want to put this back on nice and neat. Now I suggest when you put the top of your receiver box back on, make sure those wires are in the little cutouts for them. Otherwise, you will cut the wires off. What's your take on the Trail Finder 2? I'm pretty sure you've asked me this before, Neil, and I'm pretty sure there's people out there that don't like my opinion, but I'm not a fan. I mean, the chassis is okay, it's scale, that's fine. It's a bit overpriced for what it is, and the Trail Finder body itself is cheap. You see the Trail Finder body next to like the Cross SU 4C body, you'll agree with me. The the trail finder body, if it's got sun shining on it, you can see the sun through it. Cross body, you can't. So yeah, there's that. That radio box setup is actually bang on. I really quite like that. More trucks should have that. The only issue, I guess, is you are limited to the channels that are poking out. You could be crafty and do a couple of cutouts yourself. Possibly sneak 2 wires out of the one spot. I think the radio gear might be... I haven't looked at the radio yet. That's next on the list. I'm getting closer. I just want to make sure I've covered everything anyone wants to see. So if there's anything you want to see, smash a comment. Don't be shy. And then we'll have a look at the radio gear. And then we've unboxed a Gen 8. I am looking forward to driving it. Do I think it's worth the money? If you live in America and you pay $2.99, yes. It's very much so. If you live in Australia and it costs you $499 plus postage, yeah, it is, but it's still not. It's not a cheap truck. Okay. So the off-on switch is there, yes. Which you should be able to. You can move that, Tony. That just slides into the side of the ESC. It looks to be worth the money. Mike, only the RTR Marlin I see through. Well, the standard trail finder that comes, whatever it is that comes with the red body. Is the motor in the centre? Yes, it is, Lars. Here's your motor here. And then you got your transmission and such here. Runs through to the transfer case here. And then shoots out to the diffs. So I mean, overall, it's not a bad looking truck. The portals have got plenty of clearance. I like that they got nice wanky diff covers. By wanky I mean different colour and such to the rest of the thing. So don't get upset. I can see that there's Loctite on the pin for the drive shaft, so that's good, as long as they haven't gone stupid. It doesn't look a bad truck. The chassis rails are pretty hefty, which is good. It's designed well. There's just a couple of little niggly things, like I say, those how the shocks pop on and that sort of thing. The steering angle, 47 degrees, Tony. Now, someone with Google handy, tell me what the TRX4 and SCX-10-2 does. Chris Leach has joined us. Hello, Mr. Leach. Just drive it before you tell me if you like it. Liking a truck and liking how it drives are two completely different things. I like how the chassis looks. I like the wanky chrome wheels. I know they're simple bead locks, but I like the fact that they're chrome. Because I like chrome. Basically. I like the look of the wheels. I don't like the bolts they've used in the wheels. They should have just used the little chrome ones. It would have suited the wheel better. Now I've seen people say they're having issues with their steering arm touching the tyre. And I mean, looking at I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you this, because this has been a bit of a hot topic lately on the old Gen 8 groups. Flip. Okay, so can I zoom? Look here. Where's my finger? See that there? That rod is basically sitting on the tyre now. Excuse the dog hair. That's what happens when you've got a big dog. So, I mean, that to me is... I can't even see a gap. There may be a slight one there. To me... Let me just flip this camera back around. That's a bit of a cock up in design. Now, what I'm going to do to fix it, let me just catch these comments up. 10-2 is 47 degrees. It's not the real steering angle because it cogs at full turn. Here's what it is. Steering angle is not 47, has issues. Should I just send this truck back or what? Drew, sorry I'm late. You should be sorry. I sent you an invite, damn it. Anyway, to see most of the goodies, mate, you're going to have to go back and watch again. So this is my brain just thinking outside the box here. To fix this issue with the steering, we're going to put the steering bar on the bottom side of the knuckle. Okay, that's a bit hard to just. I'll flip you around again so I can tell you what I'm going to do, because there might be someone else out there that goes, "How can I fix that?" This is just my thoughts, right? I'm going to put this steering bar on the bottom side of the knuckle. I'm going to put some spacers underneath my servo and drop the servo down a bit so that this bar isn't on too much of an angle and it's trying to work too hard. And that should decrease chances of bump steer because the servo is closer, this bar is straighter, etc. So I'm going to drop this bar on the bottom side of the knuckles, and I'm going to purposely drop the servo down a bit just so it's not pulling too far, because if I drop this bar down without moving the servo, that angle is going to be too low down all the time. So that's what I'm going to do, because once the steering bar is below here, it can't hit the wheel. If it hits these wheel nuts, well then whoever said yes, let's use these wheel nuts should be fired. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Mark's joined us. Mark, you've got a Gen 8. Does your steering bar touch your tyres? Because that there looks to me like it's touching. Yes, it is. You can see there on the tyre, that's where I just went back and forwards. That servo horn is a doozy. That's going to be changed, because that isn't good enough. Even for I can buy a $2 servo horn that looks better than that and be just as strong. Red Cat, change those. So yes, we have to move this, because that looks like a last minute design. It did on the original tyres. Yep, and it shouldn't, because ready to run. It shouldn't be ready to scrub out the inside of your tyres so that you've got to buy new tyres, etc. and so on. So I'm not going to do it right now. I will open up one of these portals in a minute though and see how much grease is in it. I'm curious to see about that. But we'll drop the steering arm on the bottom side. I'm going to space my servo downwards a bit so this angle's not so harsh, and it should be fine. Should be. Yeah. Right. Other than that though, I mean, you guys let me know if you think I'm being too harsh, but I think I've been pretty fair on the truck. It doesn't look like it's crap. It's probably for what we spend for what we pay in Australia, it's probably a little subpar. For the $300 you guys spend, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It's a $300 truck. You go, it's $300. Screw it, let's go. But when this truck costs $500 in Australia, it's definitely something you can work with. I wouldn't say don't buy one. Obviously, I haven't taken it out yet. Mark, I've changed links altogether. Of course you have. I wouldn't drop the servo and the steering arm. Well, I want to, because if I just drop, I've got to drop the steering arm so that it doesn't hit the tyres. That's just the quickest, easiest way of doing it. And if I drop that, well, then my actual servo arm is steeper again, so I'm going to get less performance out of it. So if I'm thinking like 2 mil spaces, 3 mil max, nothing massive. You just drop it down like this much, 4 little spaces underneath the servo. Bob's your uncle. Tim Gregory's joined. Hello, Tim. Not cool when it's rubbing on the tyres. No, that is someone not doing their job properly. I mean, these trucks were tested a lot, from what we could see by all the Red Cat posts. So how was that missed? That doesn't make sense. Overall, looking at it, it doesn't look a bad truck. It looks, I like how we talked earlier about that hump. That hump's nothing, really. In my opinion, this here, whoop-de-doo. If you can't drive one of these trucks without that hump getting caught on something, sell the truck, I reckon. Now I know, and before anyone gets upset, I know it's nice to change parts on trucks. I know it's nice to put upgrades on them. I do it myself. Okay? I'm not saying you're terrible with your trucks. I'm just saying the hump's fine, really. Just space the wheels. I don't want to space them. I know that sounds dumb, but I like the idea of having my wheels nicely in the body and whatever else. So I'll have a bit of a play with it. I've got nothing to lose, have I? At some stage I'm going to change the servo anyway, probably this afternoon. No, I can't, because I'm going to drive it stock. I'm going to test it stock first. Anyway, I'm going to whip wheel off. And then I'm going to whip... Oh, radio. No, I'm not. I'm going to do the radio. I'm too excited by what things I want to do. Okay. One radio. How's the frame rigidity? The frame itself's great. Don't grab it by the bumper and try it though, because the bumper just twists. That's not too bad, Tony. That's pretty rigid. I mean, it should be. It's got enough crap going back and forwards over it, which is good. I also extended the wheelbase. That gave me more improved performance. Yep, good. I did say nothing to lose. You've already lost. Well, I haven't. I haven't lost because I've got a brand new truck in front of me that I can tinker with. I mean, I'd love just tinkering on stuff. So I can go out and I can drive it and I can go, what does this need? For all you know, I could think up some idea and send Red Cat a polite message and say, look, I drove your truck for a bit and there's a couple of things I think you could change on, say, next release to make it a bit more friendly. And they could go, oh, genius, here's a job. They won't say that. But they might say, you know what, we love your ideas. Thank you very much for helping out and we'll change it. Who knows? And if I could do that, then it's totally worth it. Right. Radio top. And then I'm going to whip a wheel off, take a portal cover off and see how much grease is in it. Okay, so first impressions, it's a Fly Sky radio. Which, it's an RTR truck. It doesn't matter what radio it's got, really. It does feel cheaper than a Fly Sky radio. Though I will say, I've always liked the spring in these Fly Sky radios. They're just the right amount of tension there to give you some nice smooth control. That I'll credit. I like the spring. The steering wheel's a steering wheel. It's got a rubber tyre on it. That feels fine. I don't like that there's not much lock with these. I like to have more lock to give me more precision with my steering. Nitpicky stuff. I don't expect this to be brilliant. How rich is the frame on the BS14? Mike, didn't they call those banana frames there for a while? Anyway. So it is what it is. It's a cheap radio, which I could possibly buy into a different AFHDS receiver. Not that I need to. I'm most probably going to put this away somewhere and use my GT5 radio. Things I don't like are the lower shock rod ends. Because they pop on, Mark? Is that what you mean? Because I mentioned earlier that I don't like that the shocks pop on. They should have a bolt, a rod end, and a washer on the outside of it. Spaces built into the rod ends for ball links. Spaces built into the rod end, balls for links. Pretty bigger diameter. Yeah, but I mean that's big enough though. I don't want to go out there and be like, let's go wheeling. I mean, I want to be able to throw up my bag and not have a monster wheel on it. But anyway, look, nitpicky stuff. John Highfield's joined us. Hello, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Right, so like I said, I'm being nitpicky. Now, I'm going to open up these. I like these and I hate these at the same time. I like them because you can go, got my settings perfect. Now it's all covered, you know, it's protected from dust and such. But at some stage, you're going to break it off. No, because you used the whole ball to flex. Oh, because it's not mounted either side. It's sort of, the ball can move. I'm with you. Okay, so we have reverse channel, bind, power, steering trim. I don't know if this has been set. If it has, the steering's off a bit by 1:1 setting on this. Throttle trim, steering dual rate, which is maxed out at 100. Okay, so I mean, look, you're not missing out on much with this. It's just a basic radio. For an RTO, basic radio is fine. Like I said earlier, if you can put batteries in it, be 50 foot away from it, get nice, smooth, controlled movements, that's all it has to do. It's RTO. Monster wheel helps you one-handed driving, I reckon. Put a 2.2 on it. Tony, have you got any spare one wheels? You could just send me one wheel. 2.2. It's Tony's already said 2.2. Of course he has. But I mean, look, it is what it is. It takes, what, 4 batteries? Yep. I like a radio that takes 4. I don't like putting 8 batteries in a radio. Because one, it's extra 4 batteries and weight you carry around everywhere. And it does can make some good videos too, Johnny. Look, I'm going to do my best to show you exactly what this truck is as it is. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to drive it. I will change that link before I drive it. Throttle is not smooth. I guess I should order it. I've got 4 of those year racing motors coming. Perhaps I should smash one of those into this. First trip, I'll use this. Okay? Second trip, I'll use this. Now, luckily for me, whatever I've done with it, anyway, I had a couple of receivers turn up today for this. I brought some extra ones. So that's for those wondering, FlySky GT5. Cheap, brilliant radio. Just the quality feel difference between this and this, worlds apart. I like these. I mean, even this radio, I wish it had a bit more turnings. Okay? But anyway, I learned to live with it and I stopped sooking about it. Overall, I'm going to whip a wheel off. So that was the radio. Angus, I found a drift wheel. Oh, drift wheel goes on your bloody radio. Yes, I'm with you. Yep. And I think a 2.2 is good for. Posties here. Right. I'm not missing the postie. You guys, check out my scale stuff. I'm going to be back in 1 moment. Because I'm not going to the post office later. Lovely. That's good. I just saved myself half an hour. Next live feed stuff. And no, I'm not opening it now. Too many times I've heard the knock at the door and gone, oh, I'm on live feed, I can't get the door. And then I go outside and there's a slip in the mailbox saying, can you go to the post office? I'm like, oh, not this time. Okay. So now I'm going to whip a wheel off this truck. I'm going to move. Alright, so we've got the spare wheel. I did show that earlier. Nothing else in there? Nope. Good. Right. We still have some room here. Should drive. Look, I don't want to just wreck the tyres for nothing, Rob. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I might try. Might do a Drew said just smash a washer behind the wheel for the first run, just so that it doesn't rub on the tyre everywhere. Because, I mean, that's just wrecking my tyre for nothing. I could message Redcat and say, look, fellas, could you send me 2 front tyres because the steering arm rubbed mine? I know what they'd say. Right, now I need a wheel brace. Angus, I'm at the front bashing the slash waiting for the postie. I'm not missing him today. I've done it before, man. Too many. Jesus Christ. really swore then. Bad. They must have used a rattle gun to do this up. Let me try the other side. Holy shit. Another tip, heat the Velcro. If this Velcro comes up, I'm going to smash it with super glue. And if it comes up then, I'll just have to use the magnets. That really hurt my hand trying to undo that bolt. Holy shite, that's tight. Oh, that one's tight, over tight. That other one is ridiculous. Go to the gym. Don't know if you've heard, Lars, but I'm a 2-time national champion weightlifter back in the day. But I mean, Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. And yes, I'm turning it the correct way. This one undone. This one was pretty tight too, but that other one, bloody hell. Okay, so wheel off. I could also check too, make sure I've got all my hex pins, because apparently someone was missing one. Yep, seems that way. Right, hex pin out. I'm going to grab my little tray here. Empty the extras that I don't need. Right. Okay, we're going to take, they're 2mm, I believe. I should just be able to whip this front cover straight. That's a 1mm. Don't like that. 1.5mm bolts on portal covers. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. You're damn straight. That is just stupid. I nearly cut my hand open with the wheel wrench. That's crazy. Right, now I just want to open this up and see how much grease is inside. Heat it up a bit. Shouldn't have to. It's a wheel nut on a crawler. It's not a 40-year-old semi-truck that hasn't had the wheels off it in 40 years. So yeah, they must have a strong Asian bloke doing up wheel nuts or something. With a rattle gun. That's stupidly tight. I can't get over that. Anyway. So we've got 1.5mm bolt heads on the portal covers. Which, I mean, it is what it is. I can whinge and say they should be 2s, but whatever. They all appear to be the same size. Come on, come out of there. Okay. I mean, there's grease in there. There's not much, but there's grease in there. A lot more than I've seen in other people's trucks. Sook, get rooted, mate. There's another bolt here somewhere. There we go. Right, so you can see that there's grease on it. From what I've seen in other people's posts, there's probably twice as much grease in this, if not more, than what I've seen in other people's trucks. I mean, I can see grease on the bearing. I can see, let me sit that there. I'm going to flip you around so you can see. A bit of zoomage. Right, so you can see there's grease in there. Again, not heaps, but I mean, we don't want stupid amounts in here. But there is grease in there, which is nice to see, because the ones I've seen before, all this was bone dry. So I'm gonna, for the first time driving it, I'm going to drive it like this is my first truck. Okay, my very first RC. A friend of mine has rock crawlers, and he said you should get one. That'll be fun. And I go, okay. So I went to the shop and I bought one. And that's how I'm going to treat this. I'm not going to open anything up. Now, I know a lot of you probably going, you have to open it up, which normally, obviously, I would. I still don't like these 1.5mm bolts for this. Look at the gear grease. Do I have to open all that up? What if I open it up? Maybe I'll do a live feed later on. And I'll, before the feed, pull some of the... Oh, you mean the diff gear? Bear with me. Not much sleep last night, okay? Look, I don't mind 1.5mm bolts, but they have to be in the right place. On a portal cover, it's not in the right place. So bear with me, I'll put these back in. So I mean, I'm borderline happy with the amount of grease that's in there. Probably use a touch more. You already opened it up. Yeah, but I haven't changed anything, Mark. I know what you're getting at. But I had to see. If it was bone dry, I would have gone, okay, well this just kills the whole, just take it out and drive it thing. I would have had to grease everything. I worry about the amount of people that are doing up these bolts in the portal covers and stripping them out straight away. Because like I said before, the plastic quality, it's not bad, it's not horrible, but it's not as good as Traxxas plastic. And it feels like it would strip out really easily. So that's back on there. Hex pin. Wheel hex. Door flate. Correct wheel, but not put the dirty Alvatera wheel on there. Right. I'm borderline tempted to try and undo that other wheel nut again, but they do feel easy to strip. Yeah, it's the plastic, it's not the bolt head. Like, generally with a 1.5 bolt, that's what you'll strip first, but this, it feels like the plastic just wants to go yoink really easily. Right, what do we got there? 6 bolts on the rear. Let's flip this upside down. I'm going to take the rear diff cover off, see how much grease is in that. Again, 1.5 bolts. How many days a week do you get RC parts? This just sort of turned out this way. It's probably going to be another package tomorrow. Too many, Neil. Too many. Washer. I'll do that later, Tony. I'll do that later. I have to see if I can get that other wheel off first. I have to get out the breaker bar or something. That's crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. 2 more bolts. We'll whip this off. And then I'll show you guys. Last is 9 days a week. Yep. There's a lot of other stuff I could spend my money on. That I don't. I don't buy alcohol. I'm over alcohol. I don't buy that. Wow, there's grease in there. And that diff cover is actually metal, which is good. Better if I could pick it up. Right. Whilst I'm flipping the camera this time, I'm going to check how much charge we've got. Plenty, mate. Plenty. Yoink. Flip. There you go. There is actually grease in there. Again, not heaps. Be nicer if this grease here, this grease here was a bit more up this way. This side's bone dry. Now I like grease in and around the bearings. I like it to work into the bearings, and that helps keep water out of everything in here. But there's grease in there. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to run it as it is. Okay. There's our cover. It's actually, I don't like the silver. I don't know why, but I don't. When it's off the truck, it looks better than it does when it's on the truck. That sounds dumb, but it's true. Right, zoom right back out. Flippy that around if I can. Lovely. Well, I'm going to drive that like it is. I'm going to be so bold, I'm not even going to check the front one. Because beginner RC. First truck. Stay. RC is worse than drugs. Well, I can't overdose on RC. Can't, like, I ordered so many RCs, I died. It's a great hobby. When you've got the right people in your community, it's a great hobby. It's really good fun. It's creative. It's good hobby. Right. You know what I reckon? I think that the shock mounts should be a part of the diff. So that then you can have shock mount, shock in the middle, bolt goes straight through, and then, like Mark was saying, this way your shock's not going to try and push pressure on the ball that I don't like. 3 more bolts. I like them a little bigger, Mike. You like what? Pancakes? What are you guys talking about? I've missed a message there. Hang on, I'll have to scroll up in a second. I can see half a message I've missed. I'm not entirely sure it's in English. Rigo. I'm not even gonna. Saludos desde Puerto Rico. Hello from Puerto Rico? Is that correct? If it's not, I apologise if I said anything offensive. Angus, so it can be healthy for you? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Very much can be. Alright. I'll do this up. I don't want to frustrate the crap out of myself and have another crack at that wheel nut. I did have a cross wheel brace here somewhere that had longer bars on it. I don't know what I've done with it. Right, so that's that done back up. Which one was it? Was it this one? I think it was this one. Ugh. Jesus. It's very tight the whole way. Right, had to get out the breaker bar. I want to look at that wheel. I thought so. See the centre of that wheel? Where it's all smushed in from the wheel nut? See the centre of that wheel? Where it's all perfectly smooth? That's a good old hack job there. There's actually chrome flakes on the axle. Anyway, I'm not going to open that one up. I'm going to trust that it's greased. This could turn into a really funny YouTube video of me trying to fix my truck on the trail. Poke a hex driver through it for leverage. Well, I just grabbed it with the pliers rod. Rob. Right. Yoink. Lovely. I'll be interested to see what wheels will fit this truck and portals. That's a cross wheel. That's off the SU4C. Let me just do this up and see how close it is to the steering. It feels, it's got a bit of resistance there. It doesn't feel overly smooth. But then that comes down to the motor and the gearing and such and so on too. Oh, heaps better. I'll have to bolt some cross wheels on it. I think I found its first upgrade. Okay, so I've just put the Cross FR4C wheel on it. Look at that. You can drive a truck through that gap. And it's... I'll straighten that up. There's some movement there. Anyway. It's not poking out that much more. Interesting. So maybe we'll have to smash some cross rims on it, because that fits perfectly. Rig crack quality control. Meh. Well, that dude made sure that wheel wasn't coming off, so maybe he was working extra hard that day. It's nice to know that fits, because then if you like it, you can use your cross. You paint these, obviously. You can use your little crossbody hub cover there. Does that pop straight on? Or is the bolt too long? I think it's too long. You can work something. I don't think you could use that with it. No. But anyway, I'll take that back off now, put the original wheel back on. A bonus is, I do know that the cross foams and these cross tyres, really good. Stop myself swearing. These black rocks, these foams, wicked, mate. Yeah. Anyway, for now, I'm just going to bolt this on. I'll tinker with this later. Some stage today I need a nap because I've had no sleep last night. I imagine it must be huge bodybuilders. They're all just there with these little wheel braces going, laughing at the people at home trying to get their wheel nuts off. That was stupidly tight though. I don't care what anyone says, that was just dumb. Yes, Neil, it is. It's all it's good for. No, I'm joking. Don't get upset, anyone. It's a good scale accessory. Right, put my little hub covers back on. I like that it's got these. They're a touch bulky. But I'd rather them be a touch bulky than not have them at all. Drill. I'm not using a drill, Tony. Give me that, mate. So there she is, boys and girls. That's that cross wheel now. These are nice. Full blown CNC's wheel. I like those. Well, that compared to the plastic Gen 8 wheel, I quite like them. So nice tyres are they? They're their licensed tyres too, aren't they? So there's extra money there. They should have done what Cross did and design their own tyres. They could knock $20 off the track. Anyway, the Gen 8. That part I like. Jesus Christ, that body's wide. Just wanted to see if I could pick it up by the body. Tony, nice wheels. Neil, Aussies have the best sense of humour. Yes, we do. Break across transfer case. Are you kidding me or what? You gotta be kidding, mate. You'll never have to worry about seeing a trail finder crap in my garage, because I know better. Anyway, that wheel, the sexiness. Lars is going, I believe. Robert's going, which is good because I'm about to go to. Because I think we've done a pretty good unboxing today. Overall, it's a big truck. It's a fat truck, which is, I like that. That is one part I do like about this truck. I like its width, I like the length, I like the beefiness of it. It's got a presence, and that's what you want. For Americans, it's definitely worth the money. Just by looking at it, I know I haven't driven it yet, etc. and so on, but this is going by a would you buy it sort of deal. It definitely seems worth the money. The quality's there for the money, especially given if they turn up with grease and spare parts. That's good. Mark, did yours turn up with spare gears and such? Check the servo horn. Check the servo horn. Mod to hold on body. Like people are doing like little twisty things to. Anyway, nothing on the good side. Nothing new. The rubbing rubber was BS. It's it's not a bad looking truck. The chassis looks nice. For the most part, it's laid out pretty well. I mean, I like how the motor's laid out, the transfer, all that stuff's fine. I just like the plastic drive shafts. I just like the you would have had the first run mark, that's why. I just like the where the shocks attach on the bottom. Dreadful idea. I like that it's got the detailed grille. I like that it's got the detailed tail lights, but I don't like them. They're too big. This is picky stuff. Overall, I think it's probably worth the money. I mean, for Red Cat's first fully designed Red Cat truck, you got to remember the trucks before this, they didn't fully design. This was the baby. The shocks feel reasonably nice. I will change the oil because that oil does feel a bit thick. I will change the oil. At some stage I will change the wheels and tyres, but that's after I go and run it. If you're an Aussie, $500. Hobby Central RC. If you want to get one of these, Hobby Central RC. Talk to Jackie. They've got a Facebook page. I'll drop a link to the Facebook page and their website after the feed finishes. Talk to Jackie. She can hook you up. Lovely lady. She'll look after you. For $500, I mean, would I buy one? I have. Am I disappointed? I'm not disappointed. It's a nice looking truck. I think it's going to be fun out on the trails. It's going to be interesting to see how well it does. I mean, I don't expect it to go straight upwards. It's going to be interesting to see the longevity of it and how it lasts with me driving it compared to when you see people say, my truck's shit, it broke. So how it lasts for me compared to how it lasts for sort of everyone else out there. If you've got $500 and you like the look of it, I'd buy another one. And this is just going off, obviously I haven't driven it, but we'll get to that later. It's a fat truck. Hasn't got heaps of flex, but you don't need heaps of flex. It's got plenty in the rear. I don't mind it. It's got a bit of weight to it. I don't mind it. I love that orange. It's bigger than SX10. This is an original SCX10, which is no different than the size of a 10.2 basically. The body that's on this SCX10 is wider than your standard SCX10 body. It's a bitch to try and pick up underneath one-handed. So there's the two next to each other. I mean, that forward body is really wide. That's one of the widest bodies I've seen. It's actually wider than the Gen 8 body. So, it's not going to look stupid out actually next to that forward body sitting like that. It looks massive. But it is what it is. It's an RC truck, we can't have everything we want. Stay. So yeah, it's a nice looking truck. I'm looking forward to driving it. For performance specs, see my video on my page. What performance specs? I like it. I like that it's a licensed body. I know the body's not perfect, but it's not horrible either. I'll be hard pressed to find a roof cage big enough for the roof. So yeah, if you want to try one out, talk to Jackie at Hobby Central RC. Now, just before we finish up, that front motor is what makes me love it. I do like that. Once I've got it sitting here for a bit and start playing with some of the extra hard bodies and crap I've got sitting around, I might go, and see what other hard body options we've got to smash straight on it that I could possibly fit an interior in because of how it's set out. I mean, even if I moved battery to the back and put a half pack in there, something like that. We read all the details out at the start, Mark. No, that F-150. I mean, yeah, I know it's a big wide body, and it's a lot wider than most of the 10 scale bodies you get. It's probably a little bit short, not quite tall enough, Neil, but honestly, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Have a look at my YouTube. You'll see a video of that thing out. That thing out on the trails. It looks pretty good. Now, last but not least, while I was browsing over Jackie's website, come across redback paints. Now this part's basically just for the Aussies because I don't know that Americans can get it, and I don't know what your laws are on it being sent to you. But I've had redback batteries and such before, and other RC bits from redback. I didn't know they did paints. So it was nice to see the paints, because this can is $6.50, right? This can, which is Tamiya. Now I love my Tamiya stuff. This is why I got some paints to test out. This can is $10. $6.50, $10. So I'm going to be testing out the paints. I've got a couple of iridescent colours for future builds. I don't know what I'm going to put them on yet. And I got, you guys remember that CCO one I started building forever ago? Well, I got the colours for it. It's going to be lame flaky yellow, which is bright metallic flaky yellow, and white. That's what colour it's going to be. For the money, these cans are nearly twice the size and they're nearly half the price of a Tamiya can. I may have just found my new favourite paint. Hopefully, if this stuff's as good as the other redback stuff I've had, I've definitely found my new RC paint. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to paint some stuff up with this at some stage in the next few weeks. I'll show you what it looks like, see what you guys think. You tell me what you think you'd do, given the price of, given what you pay for this. You'll have to swipe the comments out of the way, or not. The price of what you pay for this compared to this. $6.50, $10. That's Australian. And they might be more or less depending on where you are and what region your shop is, etc. But for the money, I have to try them out. Just have to. Neil, I need a CCO1. Everyone needs a CCO1, Neil. It's just a special, special truck. So yes, stay tuned for what I think of these paints, because I'm very much looking forward to trying them out. Hopefully they're good. I really hope they're good, because if they are, I will, over time, just jump on Hobby Central RC, grab another 4 colours, send them over. And I'll just keep doing it until I've got my own collection of paints. That's my goal. I want a nice collection of paints in my drawer, so that on a whim, if I want to paint something, I've got it there ready to go. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. Jackie stocks these too. So if you're going to jump on and have a look at the Red Cat and whatever else, check out the paint range too. I was really $6.50. Value for money is what it's about, kiddies. Mark's off to work. Enjoy your day at work, mate. Value for money is really important to me in this hobby, and $6.50 for a 180ml can versus $10 for a 100ml. 100ml. It's hard to argue. And how do you stuff up making paint, really? Anyway, I'm going to drop some links to Jackie's website and her Facebook page, so you guys can check it out. Do go and check it out. Give it a like. You got to support your small businesses. Jackie's a small family-run business, so it's nice that I can support those guys too. When I can, I try and support small businesses. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing of the Red Cat Gen 8. I'm looking forward to driving it. I hope it drives half as good as it looks, because it does look good. It's a nice looking truck. It is. Body's too thin. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you've got any thoughts, if you want to abuse me, send me a message, whatever. Just remember, my views on this truck are just my opinion. I'm not saying don't buy one. Honestly, if I was to say anything, I'd say, yeah, buy one. It looks like a pretty good truck. So, thanks for watching. Feel free to give the live feed a share. I'm sure there's other people out there that would like a bit of an in-depth look at this truck and to see what they think of it too. Whether it might help them decide whether they want to spend the money or not spend the money. So, very much appreciate it if you could give it a share for me. That'd be really good. Hopefully soon we can do some bigger and better live feeds. I've got a parcel just turned up. I'm not sure which one it is, so I can't hint as to what what feed it's for. But I'll possibly do a live feed tomorrow with whatever that is. Some of it may be related to this. Dun dun dun. Sorry, Jason. Sorry, mate. I held on as long as I could. I waited. Excuse me. Go back and watch what you missed. You might like it. Let me know what you think of my opinion. Let me know if, in the comments below, let me know if you'd spend your hard-earned on one of these trucks. If I lived in America, I'd probably have 3 of them. Because they cost $500 in Australia, I've got one. And I had to wait 6 months to get it. So, if anyone from Redcat does watch this, please, in the future, change how you release trucks. Australia is just as big as America. We've got enthusiasts that are probably more enthusiastic at times than the biggest and best of the enthusiasts. Release your truck so everyone can get their hands on it at once. We shouldn't have to wait 6 months, and this goes for every company. We shouldn't have to wait 6 months to get our hands on stuff. Look after us. It's our money that looks after the companies. So, all right. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, everyone. Have fun with the hobby, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Beep. Beep.